You'll be live in about 5 or 6 seconds on Facebook.
Hey everybody, so nice of you to join me tonight. I have a very special guest. I don't know if you know this, but I love to go to North Dakota. In fact, it's one of my favorite places to go because of people there. Not because of the cold, because I'm cushy warm here in Arizona and I got to pack my winter coat.
Yes.
But you know, they say that the people in Minnesota and North Dakota are Minnesota and North Dakota nice, and boy, are they. So I go up once a year. I do privates, which actually my privates are full right now. But I also do a life after life demonstration at the University of North Dakota, and that we still have some tickets. And I'm going to stop and see this lovely lady that you see on your screen, whose name is Cindy Mills. And Cindy owns Crystal Rock. Is it just called Crystal Rock, right, Cindy? Is it Crystal Rock? The store is called Crystal Rock.
Yep, or Crystal Rock Healing.
Crystal Rock Healing. I wasn't sure whether I should add that healing into it or not. But anyways, it's all about healing because Cindy has had her very own journey. And I don't know if you know somebody that suffered from Lyme's disease, but it's a pretty horrific and difficult situation and not very easily diagnosed. And there's there's so much to it that it's not even funny. And Cindy went on this unfortunate journey to find some wonderful opportunities to heal others because she worked with essential oils, she worked with Reiki, and then Crystal Rock Healing was born out of Cindy's journey. So when did you get diagnosed with Lyme, Cindy?
2012, I was diagnosed. And yeah, I think, things always happen for a reason. I think sometimes spirit has to push us in a certain direction, and sometimes they have to do it a little forcefully or with, a medical reason to get us there. But yeah, I was put on just a ton of really, hard medications. And through it, I found that I just needed to go natural and ended up developing my own product line. And now we're about to launch our 3rd store this year. So.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
3 stores. That's just awesome. I'm going to be at one of your stores doing a book signing, is my understanding.
Yep. Right, at Fargo.
That is on April 16th between 4 and 6 p.m. So if anybody is watching us, please come down and take a look at the book and meet Cindy and I together. And I'm happy to sign a few books and talk to a few people and maybe give a few readings. Tonight, Cindy, we have people Zoom in, and that Zoom number is 864-311-040. That's 864-311-040. And to call in, do we have a caller on the line already? To call in, it is 480-755-0222. It's 480-755-0222. And if you share this video out, you'll get an opportunity to get a free half-hour reading with me. And I think I do one tomorrow morning for a half an hour with some buddies. So that's going to be pretty awesome. You know what I do, Cindy, before I get started is I do a meditation and get some names and that kind of thing before I get started, because not everybody gets a chance to call in. And so because of that, sometimes they'll get a message from me before the show if they can't get through. One of their loved ones will come through. So it's really kind of fun because then I get things written back to me about it, and it's so much fun. So tonight, everybody, I got Cassie or Cassandra, Benny, Mark, Marcus, Ellen, Hunter, Rosalind or Rosalind, Max, something about somebody that loves French toast. Boston, a Jackie or a Jackson, an Emma or an Emily, a Lucille or a Lucy, and something with Johnson. So those are the names that we got tonight. We're going to add some people here before we get started. So Cindy, how did you start making essential oils for yourself? Did you do, something with essential oils that we're familiar with and then just started kind of mixing and creating?
Well, what happened with me is like a lot of people, I got home with that first kit that you get from, Young Living or other companies. And I had no idea how to use it. And so I started teaching myself. I took some courses on essential oils. And, of course, you just keep learning and developing from there. And so then I started trying out different things for my own self, what worked for me. And the product I came up with actually now was picked up by one of the sharks. And so we have some of our products on as seen on
Hey,
TV.
Cindy, that's just the greatest thing I heard. Wow, we've got a person that won with the Sharks. That's amazing. So you were on the TV show?
Nope, I didn't actually have to go on there because they picked me without going on there. So
Wow.
they brought us down to what's called, oh gosh, I can't think of the name. It's kind of like, it's a think tank instead of a Shark Tank.
Very good. So
Yeah.
the Sharks picked you up and now you're able to, I'm assuming, because I get viewers from all over the country, sell this through your website, which would be what?
Yep.
Cindy?
crystalrockproducts.com.
Wow. And so the healing that happened during the course of your journey, I mean, you went from Lyme's and it kind of moved into rheumatoid arthritis. And I'm assuming that, you were having trouble walking and that kind of thing. It was achy and all through your body, right?
Right. Yeah. I had all the classic symptoms, but I couldn't get them to diagnose me. So, I was having bilateral joint inflammation and pain. So like both my knees, both my elbows, both my hips. And then I finally had them test me for ehrlichiosis and anaplasmosis, just because I work with on the veterinary side. And so I have worked with these with the animals in the past and knew that they co-infect together. And once I had them run that test, then I finally got a positive and I got diagnosed, but it was too late by that point. It had already kind of converted to the rheumatoid. So.
Wow. Well, your store looks really pretty from what I can see behind
Thanks.
you. Is that the store where I'm going to be, or is that a different store?
Yeah, this is where you'll be. Yep.
That looks like, oh, thank you for showing us. That looks amazing.
Yeah, this is one half. We have another half over here.
One of the things I talk about a lot, Cindy, is how important it is for people in the healing arts. And I'm promising that share this out with your friends. Let's get some people here so that I can do some readings. I see somebody that I want to do some readings with too. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that store. That's amazing. That's amazing. One of the things that I talk to people about, Cindy, is what I call fruit loopers and wind chimers. And what I mean by that is that people that get so into their spirituality that they forget to stay grounded on the earth plane, and that it's both upper body and the lower body chakras that need to be open in order to find balance here on the planet. And I can see that you've stayed very grounded in what you do.
Yeah, I do.
And that you use the grounded energy as well as the spiritual energy for healing. And that's what's really important for people to understand. It's not, you can't get way out into la la land. You've got to also stay grounded to the earth plane in order to move healing through the vibrational frequency of your body. True?
Right. Absolutely.
Good,
yeah.
Good. Well, we've got 2 lines going. We've got several people here on our new feed here. So I think that I will have Bill pick out somebody for a Zoom reading. And again, everybody, that's Cassie and Ellen, Benny, not Ben. It was given to me as Benny. Mark, Hunter, Rosalind, Max, French Toast, Boston, Lucy Johnson, Jack, Jackson, Emily, or Emma. So
Sarah Ann will be joining us.
Sarah Ann is coming up. Okay, Sarah Ann. Let's see what Sarah Ann has to say to us, Cindy.
Hi, can you hear me?
How are you, honey?
Good, how are you doing?
Good, look at how cute you are. You're driving in your car and you're Zooming with me?
I am, it's attached to my dashboard.
Okay, well, good girl, because we don't want anybody being distracted. So I'm gonna look at your pretty face, but you don't have to look at mine, okay?
I've actually seen your pretty face a few times. Oh, I come in there to Kira Salon.
You do? Oh, how nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's that. Then Kira makes you all pretty too, huh?
Yes.
She makes you
awesome.
pretty. Okay. All right, honey. So let's see. Let me pick up a few little bits of information on you tonight, and then I'm going to let you ask your question. Okay.
Okay.
Are you having a relationship issue, honey?
I don't know. I'm out of a relationship. I don't know. I'm out of a relationship. I was in a relationship.
Okay, so did you recently get out of that relationship?
It's been a few months.
Like 4?
Yeah.
Because his spirit says 4 months relationship issue. So why do they say 4 months relationship issue? Are you still kind of shaking it off?
Well, we're still friends. We communicate sometimes, but we're still very distant.
Okay. I think you're still shaking off the relationship. Friends or not, it feels like it was a good thing to get away from the relationship. Can you tell me who had a drug, alcohol, or depression issue?
A lot of people.
Okay. Somebody that feels like they're on the other side to me. Did you lose somebody on the other side from drug, alcohol, or depression?
Yeah. Is it a female?
Yeah.
Is it,
You were,
Yeah.
I think you were friends like back in the day, but not maybe in the, in the now. Like I think that she was a back in the day kind of friend. Does that make sense to you?
yeah.
And it feels like you were good to her at one time in your life and then you drifted apart. You used to say to yourself, tisk, 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 like, oh, I wish she hadn't gone in that direction. Like you felt sad about it, but you weren't like in it with her. Does that make sense, Sarah?
Yeah.
And it feels like at times you think about her, like all of a sudden she just rolls into your head here and there.
Yeah.
And it feels like she might have died because of the drug, alcohol, or depression issue.
Yeah.
And can you tell me who Robert or Bob is?
That's my son.
How old is your son?
He's 11.
Oh, he feels like an interesting little character to me. I want you to
So
know
that's why I tried to contact you, because you've mentioned him in my sister's reading.
Oh, your sister came to me.
And so I've been trying to get in touch with you for a while.
Okay, well, let's see what we can do about little Robert. He's 11. Can I have his birth date, please?
Yeah, 11/7/07.
Oh, that's pretty interesting numerology, honey. 9.
I know.
16, 17, 18.
And then he was 8 pounds 7 ounces. And then he was born at 7/17.
Yeah, and he's also a soul number 9. Soul number 9s are the old souls on the planet. When you understand numerology, Jesus Christ, no matter which way you write it, his vibration turns into a 9 if you were using names. As far as a numerological 9, it means that Robert is an old soul who doesn't feel like he always wants to put up with people on this planet. That at times he feels like he's the alien on the earth, like he hatched out of an alien egg, because he's so unique unto himself.
Yeah.
He's unique unto himself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And so I think, honey, that he is a crystal child. Crystal children are emotionally mature and spiritually mature, and they are the kind of kids that you hear things from that are surprising to you. Do you know if somebody in his class is bothering him?
Oh my God. I'm glad that you said that. I don't know. I feel that he does, because he never wants to go to school.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like that as a kid. My parents passed away at a young age, so I never wanted to go to school. I never wanted to go to school. And he's the same way every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reason. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, my heart hurts. Oh, my this hurts. Oh, I don't think I feel good. He doesn't.
He's a very sensitive child, and plus I think that he picks up other people's energy, and there's somebody in the school that's bothering him. Who had cancer? Who had cancer?
My dad.
Okay, so your dad's energy. Who is Nick, Nicholas, or Nicole?
That's my sister-in-law. She's probably watching right now.
Okay,
She's at the reading with you.
Okay.
Nicole Rivera.
Okay. Well, you know, darling, I meet so many people. It's very hard for me to remember people by name. And plus, I get names from spirit. So I'll just say, hello, Nicole Rivera. And your dad is like a guardian angel in lots of ways to Robert. Your dad has a lot of sadness about leaving so young. Your dad was quite young, wasn't he?
He was 55.
Yeah. So your dad has a lot of sadness about that. Do you know who Jimmy or Jamie or Jim, James, Jim, James?
James. I don't.
Okay. And do you know who Austin?
I do know. I do. I'm if it's who I think it is, it's my niece's fiance.
Okay. Your niece, meaning your dad's other grandchild, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Because
Her name is
her name is Brittany.
Brittany.
Okay. All right. So I think that dad is happy for Austin and Brittany. What is dad's name, honey?
His real name is Emmett, but he goes by Red. But Austin and Brittany just had a baby, and they named him Walker.
Mm-hmm.
That's my dad's middle name is Walker.
Very good. And your dad always wore a hat or a cap on his head. And
Yeah.
showing me the hat or the cap, and he had a little funny, twangy kind of lilt in his voice, your dad, because he's got a little funny, twangy little lilt to me. And
he was from Virginia.
Oh, well, there you go. Sorry, Virginians. It was kind of adorable. And then he was with something or did something with tobacco or somebody chewed tobacco or somebody smoked tobacco, but he's saying something about tobacco. And he says for you not to worry about Robert because he feels like he's a good guardian angel. Watch the road, honey. Don't cry. Watch the road. And he feels like he wants you to know that he is guiding your son. He's showing me a pickup truck. And did your dad drive a pickup truck?
One more time about the pickup truck.
Did your dad drive a pickup truck?
He did at one time.
Okay. Again, he's giving me the name Jimmy. So I don't know if that's a friend of his or relatives of his or something with a Jimmy. Okay.
Okay. I will look into that.
I don't know why.
We have so many people in our family and our friends.
He gave it to me. Okay. But he did. Okay. And it's not that mom's not here. It's just that your dad is the one that is really drawn to Robert, because Robert, in his sensitivity, your dad, no offense to the way Red's saying this to me, but in your son's sensitivity, your father wants him to get stronger.
He is.
You know, he
is really sensitive.
Yeah.
He does get his feelings hurt pretty easy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Pete. Is that yours, Cindy? Do you have a Pete or a Peter in your energy field? Must be some other call coming in. I'm getting somebody really strongly saying Peter to me. So we'll leave that for a minute, honey.
Okay.
With a kid like Robert, you have to really honor their sensitivity, okay? You have to really give them the ability you can't enable it. He's got to go to school, but you've got to really get him to open up and talk about his sensitivity. And if he can't do that, maybe you might have to get him into some counseling, okay?
Yes, that's what we're working on now.
I think that would be a good idea for him.
He shuts down. We had a little scare. Okay, so I have a bad back, and I had him walk on my back one day, and he was going to pop my back. Normally it works right away. Well, he kind of did it, and it caused pressure, and I let out a noise, right? And then it scared the living crap out of him. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Mama. It's just me and his dad. He doesn't blame him.
Okay, we're kind of losing you. You're breaking up, honey. But I think
he's missing that. So he really, you know, his special everything. Well, Keith hurt me, and I told him, and he kind of upset with me and told me that I just told him that because I'm his mom and I don't want to hurt his feelings. And I said, no, honey, it really didn't hurt. I promise. And
I think we've lost Sarah. Okay, Sarah, I think we've lost you, honey. What I want to say is
went back
you
and
need some
and
counseling
I was like,
with anxiety, okay? Because we're losing you, and I'm going to take a phone call because we lost you, sweetheart. But he needs some counseling on his anxiety, okay? Okay. Hi, this is Melinda and
He
Cindy Schmitz. How can I help you?
Hi, this is Tanya. I'm watching the show right now.
Okay, Tanya, turn your computer down just a little bit so I can hear you, baby. How are you tonight?
I did. I muted it.
Very good. That's
I'm doing
perfect.
all right. I was wondering because I was watching you the other day, and you seemed to have Daniel coming through, and I was pretty sure that it was my father,
And I had who coming through, sweetheart?
Daniel.
Daniel, okay. Let me just,
And
go ahead, honey.
okay,
Okay, let me just see if I can connect into Daniel, honey, okay?
okay.
Hold on for just a second, Tanya. Where are you from, Tanya?
I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee.
You're in Knoxville, Tennessee? Oh, boy, I've got some good clients in Tennessee, girl. Okay. Your dad is showing me something with the woods or land or something that feels like he liked to be out of doors or the woods or land somehow. Was he a big hunter, or did he like to go into the woods, or did he do some things like that, sweetheart?
The family house is on an acre of woods.
Uh-huh. Okay, so to me, when he's showing me that woods and that land, it's not that he hasn't gone to heaven. Please don't get me wrong. He has, but he feels like he spends a lot of time still around that house or in that wooded area, because to him that nature was his God. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, he's showing me an old-fashioned shave kit. Do you know the kind where the shaving cream is in a cup and the brush gets put on the face? Do you know why he's showing me an old-fashioned shaving kit?
No.
Did somebody have a, go ahead.
He used to use Old Spice, which is an old-fashioned kind of aftershave.
An old what, Bill?
An old type of
Old
aftershave.
Spice.
Old
Old
Spice.
Spice aftershave. Okay, then he was clean shaven. That's why he's showing me that. He was a clean shaven man?
Yes.
Okay, he's just showing me that he was a clean shaven man. That's all, honey, okay? And he was taller?
No, actually, he was kind of short.
Like 5'7"?
Like 5'7", 5'8", somewhere in there.
Okay, so I'm seeing somebody 5'7", but then he's got somebody with him that's also a taller man that's with him also. Did he have somebody that was a brother or somebody that he used to do things with, also like 5'11"? I see 5'7", 5'11".
That might be Uncle Butch.
What's Uncle Butch's real name?
His real name's Butch.
Is that right? Okay, because usually Butch is a nickname. Okay.
No, as far as I know, his real name's Butch.
Okay, usually Butch is.
We're from Oklahoma, so
Oh, well, you know what? That's okay. I have a cousin who's named after his father, George, and his name is really Buddy. So he might have been named after somebody and they just called him Butch. But there's two of them here together and they kind of work in tandem. They kind of work together around it. What's your birth date, Tanya?
my birthday is 7/24/68.
Who has the son?
Nobody other than my father had a son. I have a brother.
Okay, so he's saying something about his son. I didn't know whether it was Butch or your father that had the son. Is your brother having some difficulty, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Because he says he's worried about his son all the time. I think your brother kind of, no offense, can sabotage himself and has some dysfunction.
Yes, he's mollycoddling his wife entirely too much to the point that it's like causing him issues, and he's got issues at work as well.
Yeah, I think, honey, that he is always shooting himself in the foot. He just doesn't, your father just worries about him all the time. Because I think
We worry about him too, but he won't let us step in.
well, you know what, Tanya, not much you can do about it, okay? Not much you can do about it. Who is Joe or Joseph or Jody or Joel?
Well, I used to know a Joseph, but that was back in my 20s.
Okay, why did Daddy give me the name?
I used to know two Josephs, and one of them like hit on me, and the other one didn't.
But why did Daddy give it to me? Was it something a problem for you, Tanya, or why did your dad give it to me?
I don't know. They weren't that significant, to be honest.
Is there a Joanne or a Joel or a Joan, honey? Because I'm hearing Joe. So sometimes with my hearing aids, I can't. Is there a Joan or a Joanne? Because I really don't think that Dad's giving me those two guys, the one that hit on you either.
No, it might have something to do with my mom, but I don't know all my mom's friends.
Okay, all right. What and Mom has not been feeling well. Who's having problems with their hip, their leg, or their knee? That your mom?
Mom has 2 hip replacements.
Okay, so Dad is saying that that's around Mom then. Okay, so I want you to ask Mom who Joe or Joseph or Joanna is. He's showing me her hip or leg or her knee there. Okay, and what is your mom's name?
Crystal.
We're getting lots of crystals
Good
today.
name.
Got somebody from the Crystal Rock Healing Store with us. Okay. How old is Crystal?
80.
Well, you know, in today's world, she's not that old, Tanya.
Oh, really?
You know, I mean, she's not that old in today's world.
I should start worrying about her.
Yeah, no, I mean, in today's world, 80's not that old. I have friends that are in their mid 80s and are doing pretty well. But Crystal does feel like she's got other health issues besides just her hips. Where is the diabetes coming from?
That would probably be me.
Okay, so your dad worries about Crystal's hips, and he worries about your diabetes, and he worries about his son all over the place. Just that your brother just has issues. Does that make sense?
Yeah, my brother is not in a good place.
Your brother doesn't feel like he's in a good place, honey. Okay, and what's your brother's name, please?
Daniel Sean.
So his
We call him Sean.
you
We call him Sean, but he's named Daniel after my dad.
after Dad. Okay, I'm going to call him Sean. Okay, so Sean feels sometimes like he has a difficulty growing up.
Yeah,
You know, it just
I can see that.
yeah, it just feels like he's just not grown up. I don't know how else to say it. Just feels like he hasn't been able to get himself into a place where he's not, you know, dictated to, and he's always defensive, and he always feels like he's walking on eggshells, and he's always feels like he's tiptoeing around, is the way that Dad is showing it to me. Okay. Your dad wants you to know that he has come and visited you on more than one occasion. He's showing me something Native American. Can you tell me why I'm seeing drums, Native American drums, or something with Native American energy, or somebody?
Oh, he was a Vietnam vet.
Okay, all right. But he's showing me Native American stuff, like Native American drums or turquoise jewelry or something along those lines. Why is he showing?
Oh, that's because we're 132nd. I'm 132nd Creek Indian. He was always proud of his Native American.
Well, he's still proud of it because he says it to me tonight. He's proud of his Native American. He's also proud of his Vietnam history, I'll tell you that, but he's proud of his Native American history too, okay? Do you know who Don, D-O-N, Don or Donna is?
Donna was my best friend in high school.
Oh, see, your dad is going back to your old days from when you were in school then, honey. He is talking about something. You know, there's also a nurse in the energy field. How come? Are you a nurse? Do you work in a nursing home, or does somebody have?
That would be my aunt
That's your aunt.
on my mother's side.
That's your mother's sister. Okay. So your dad's giving me a little bit of this and a little bit of that to let you know that he's here. He's with a taller man. He also is telling me something about a tractor. Do you know why he's saying something about a tractor?
No.
It's like,
That might have something to do when he was on the farm in his childhood, but I wouldn't know about.
all right. Well, then he might be giving me a tractor as a representation that he once was raised on a farm. Okay. All right. And
Okay.
I've got one more for you, and then I'm going to let you go. And Dad wants you to know that he's proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. You've really hung in there through your life, dear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah, Tanya, you're a good girl. You're a soul number one, and soul number ones are very independent thinkers. They think fast on their feet. They don't fall apart in a crisis unless it's all over, and they do usually do that behind closed doors so no one will see their weaknesses. Okay, so I think you've been the sturdy one in your family. Does that make sense?
Well, I was there when he passed.
Well, he
I
appreciates
made sure that all the family was there.
that. Do you have his watch, or is there something with a clock that's important, dear?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Do you know who Charlie is? Charles, Chuck, Charlie, Charlie.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy across the street from
Okay.
where he used to live.
Okay, so your dad's just really having a chat with me and letting me know different things. And so I want you to know that he's doing fine and that your mom is going to be here for a little bit more time, okay?
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
that's good to know.
All right,
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. My pleasure. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, sweetheart.
You take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
How you holding up, Cindy?
Good, good. I'm on my phone, so my arms.
I
get a
lost
little-
your sound. We lost your sound.
Oh, can you hear me now?
We lost your sound.
Let's say connections with Melinda.
We lost your sound, Cindy.
Huh, that's weird. I don't know why.
All right. Well, Cindy's holding up with us. She's going to find her sound, and then we're going to say some more to Cindy. Boy, her store looks just amazing, everybody, doesn't it? Don't you wish you were going to North Dakota like me? Okay, there was somebody, Laureen. Please help. I need validation to keep going. Laureen, get ready to come on. Cindy's going to get her sound going, and we're going to talk to Laureen. If you could make sure that comes up for me, Bill, so I can talk to people as they're talking on the Facebook, I would appreciate it. Hi, Laureen.
Hi, how are you?
Put your sound on, honey. It's on the bottom left-hand corner of your computer. Bottom left-hand corner.
It says it's on
Sound
mute.
on. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, so put your sound
No?
on. No, I can't hear you.
It's not muted.
Bottom left-hand part of on the screen, there's a button to push for it. Keep working on it. Oh, Bill, it's got a block on our end of things.
No?
Okay, no, we're fine on our end, Laureen. You got to work it out on your computer, honey. Okay. Find it on your computer.
I can hear her too. Can you hear me?
Okay. All right. Say something.
Can you hear me?
Jackie says that she can hear her. I can't
I
hear
can
her,
hear
Bill,
you.
here, so Jackie can hear her. Just a minute,
Yeah, I
honey.
think
We're having
it might
technical
be on
difficulties.
Melinda's end.
Don't say something again.
I can hear
Yay,
you.
I got you. Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. All right. Geez, Louise. Jackie is, my assistant's like, Melinda, it's on your end of things. All right, Laureen. Laureen, what's your birth date, sweetheart?
July 1st, 1972.
Do you know I had a child born on July 1st? She was born on July 1st, 1981. Let's see what you are here. And then
A little bit younger.
let's see what you are. 7, 8, 18, 25. Oh, wow.
46.
I'm getting a lot of 27 90s tonight. All right. It feels to me, sweetheart, that you vacillate with some depression.
With what?
Depression.
Oh,
Do you get depression, or are you depressed about something right now?
actually, no. No, not.
Who's got the depression?
My husband's battled it for many years. I mean,
Okay,
he's been doing well. He's been very, very well over the last 10 years, but
but he had
he has a history of it.
some ups and downs, correct, honey?
Yeah, yeah.
And what's his name, please?
Eric,
What's his birth date?
October 12th, 75.
Eric's got a very sweet essence, Lorraine.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. He's sensitive. He's got a sweet essence. And some of the issues that he had early in life have to do with some father issues. Do you understand that?
Yes, yeah.
And I think he started to work some of that stuff out so that he doesn't feel as caught up by it at this point in time. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
And it feels like there's something with New York. Are you calling me from New York?
I'm in Jersey.
Ah, okay. You're in Jersey. Do you travel into New York, sweetheart?
No, but I'm only like 5 minutes from there.
Oh, okay. All right. And Eric is a big baseball fan?
Oh, huge.
And Eric is doing something with his hands. Is he working with his hands somehow right now?
Yeah.
Okay. And why am I getting something with plumbing, honey? Are you having an issue with your plumbing, or there's something with a plumber or something?
No, my husband's a plumber.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So I'm just in your energy field with Eric. So the first thing that I got when you called in was, I guess I got Eric's stuff back and forth, but I think that Eric is, he doesn't always give himself credit.
No, he doesn't.
And I think you always try to be good about giving him credit and helping him in your life. I think you're a very good partner, Laureen.
Thank you. Yeah, I do.
And I think that you're a no nonsense partner. I don't think you like any bull coming at you, but you're a good partner. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't take any nonsense, but you're a good sturdy partner. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Okay. And who are you concerned about tonight?
I'm not concerned. I was hoping to connect with someone.
Okay, let's have a name, please.
A name?
Mm-hmm.
Matthew.
And is he your son?
Yes.
Because I wrote, now, wait a minute, let me just make sure you know that I wrote Matthew after you gave it to me, but I wrote son first, okay? Can you see, darling?
Yes.
I wrote son first, but Matthew after you gave it to me. Let me tap into Matthew.
I wish you would.
Matthew is giving me something with the number 2. How long ago has he been on the other side?
We just had 6 years.
Ah, he also just gave me a 6 here. So tell me what the 2 means around it.
The 2.
Was somebody
He's got
born?
2 siblings.
He's got 2 siblings. Okay, all right. And how old was Matthew when he crossed?
7.
Sorry?
7.
And so he's kind of been watching the siblings grow, right?
Yes.
Who was 12 or something with 12?
12.
He's been gone. He was 7. He was gone 6 years. Would he be 12 right now if he was on the planet? Is that what he's trying to say to me? Laureen, I had you freeze for a minute, honey. Is that what he's trying to say to me? That he would have been 12 right now if he stayed on the planet?
He would be 13 now.
Okay. All right. Why is he saying something about his head? Why is he saying something about his head?
I don't know.
Did he have, I don't know why we're having such bad connections tonight, Bill. Sorry, Laureen. Does somebody have,
Okay.
their head, or did he have anything with his head, or was there something around his head? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, nothing with his head.
Okay, how did he cross over?
Complications from surgery.
But honey, he's still showing me his head, so I got to try to help you figure that out, okay? Because he's still showing me his head. Was there 2 surgeries, or did he have some other kinds of issues? And what is the heart and the chest stuff?
That was part of the, yeah, he passed from complications of heart transplant surgery.
Okay, because he said heart, okay, but then he's also showing me his head. And so I'm trying to figure out what he's saying about his head. Or is there somebody else, is the family joking about something with their head? Or does somebody get headaches? Or there's something, because he keeps saying to me head, head, head. And I'm trying to figure out what exactly he's saying to me.
I don't know.
Okay, I want you to think about that just in
I will.
case, you know, you can figure that out. Was he born with some kind of an issue? He's saying something about a birth, something with birth.
Yes.
Okay, and did he have like a heart defect or a heart defect when he was born?
Yes.
And did he have trouble with his oxygen? Did he have trouble breathing sometimes because of his heart when he ran, or he had to stay quiet or not move a lot, or, you know, not play as much as he would have liked to?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, and wait a minute. Okay, he's showing up to it. Wait a minute, Lorene. Did you kiss him on the head after? Were you kissing him on the head? Were you always kissing him on the head, like when he was asleep, or when he passed? Did you kiss him on the head?
Oh, all the time.
Okay, he's saying about kissing. He's telling me that he wants to kiss you on the head. That's what he's telling me, because you always kissed him on the head like that. You kissed him on the head. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now he's trying to explain to me what he's showing me, and I'm like, you know, okay. And he's saying something about a guitar. Is one of your other kids into music?
My other son did take some guitar lessons.
Okay, so he's going to start telling me about following your other kids around a little bit. Okay, do you know what I mean? All right. So how old is your other son?
8.
Oh, they were real little then. He was a baby when.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so that what I'm getting then from your son is that he guardian angels your other son. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your other son's name, please?
Jonathan.
Good, your son wrote it. Okay, let me get to it, because he wrote it here. I'm finding it. I wrote it as John, though. Okay, John, okay? I think you call him Jonathan, but I wrote it as John. Okay. Does Jonathan see Matthew around?
He used to say it a lot.
Yeah, you know, as they get older, they lose that. But I think that Jonathan always knew Matthew. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I get? Okay. Did somebody make you something with a blanket, or do something special with a blanket, or was there something with a blanket with the kids?
No.
It feels to me like something that someone gave you. Did your grandmother used to make blankets or something with a blanket, honey? Because it feels like it's a family thing.
No, actually, no.
Okay. Is it on Eric's side? There's something with a family blanket, somebody that knit or crocheted, and is on the other side with Matthew.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Ask Eric. Okay. And then there's something about, what's your third child's name, please?
Sarah.
I think I have that too, baby. I think he gave me both kids by name. Okay. Plus he told me that his father was a plumber. So I'll find it here in a minute. Do you know who Linda or Lynn or Lindsay is?
No.
There's something with a Linda or Lindsay around one of the kids. Is that one of their teachers, or? Okay, you got a couple of mysteries there, okay? All right. So you'll figure that out. But again, he keeps showing me somebody that's in heaven with him. What is your grandmother's name, not Eric's?
Rose.
Ah, he wrote it. Wait.
He didn't know her.
Oh, he does. Oh, yes, he does. Oh, yes, he does. Because he wrote it right next to family blanket. Rose. Okay, right next to family blanket. So that you got to figure that out because Rose, something with family blanket. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So I don't know what that means. Ask your mama. Okay.
Okay.
What's your mama's name?
Edie.
I don't have Edie written down. I only had Sarah. I only had John. I only had Rose, and I have blanket. Okay. So you have to figure that out. Matthew wants to be around his other sibs as much as he can. Okay. He says that he knew all along in his soul, in his spirit, that he was leaving. So did you. That you knew all along. There was something within you that had some recognition. He says that you guys partnered together as souls with that. He says that he used to bury his head in your neck like this, he's showing me, and that you kissed him on the head and kissed him on the head all the time. Like you'd always kiss him on the head and put your hands through his hair, okay? He's saying that he likes cars. And I don't know why he's saying he likes cars. I don't know if he played with little cars or, you know.
That was his favorite movie, Cars.
Okay. So he's saying he likes cars, and he's telling me that he is feeling good. It was purposeful. His spirit did that purposefully for you and for Eric to become who you are. I don't know if you understand that, but I think you're a different person. And,
extremely.
And he says that that's why you all agreed to that. He's saying something about cookies, smelling cookies. Do you bake cookies? Are you a baker?
No, but I used to do it with them.
Okay, because he's showing me cookies. And you know what he's showing me? Do you know, remember in the old days when we were kids, I don't know if your kids did it with you, but you would go to the bakery and there'd be these black and white cookies with a frosting on them, the black and white cookies. Do you know why he's showing me a black and white cookie?
No.
Is there something with frosting that he really liked, honey? Did he like the frosting?
What kid doesn't?
True that. True that. But for some reason, he's showing me baking cookies, and then he moved to something. Did you go to a bakery a lot, or is there something with baked goods, or are you doing something with a bakery now?
No.
Okay, so he's showing me something with, you've got a couple mysteries, okay?
Yeah.
Ask your mother, since I think I've got Rose with him, what they're saying, because I think I've got your grandma with him. She said the blanket, family blanket, and then she's showing me old cookies, okay? All right. There's something special. Did you do something special with a stone for him, Lorene, or something special with his stone?
I did. Well, his school did a stone.
His school did a stone. Okay.
School did a stone for him.
Okay.
And my little guy right there.
Hi, sweetheart.
Had painted some stones and put them on his tombstone.
Okay, I want you to know that he put a heart stone. He loves the stones. Jonathan, he loves the stones. Heart stone. Okay. All right. Do you have a dog, honey?
No, we don't.
We used to, didn't we?
No, not with you guys.
Who had the dog? Eric had a dog when he was a little boy. Who had the dog?
Yeah, when he was a little boy, yeah.
Okay. For some reason, there's a dog that hangs around your house in spirit too. Do you know anything about it?
I mean, I had a dog when I was a kid too.
Okay, what kind of dog was it?
What was that?
What kind?
I had a mutt.
What kind did Eric have?
I don't know.
Okay, this dog looks like Rin Tin Tin to me. Okay.
Ask him.
Okay, and tell Eric that Matt was Matt's middle name after somebody?
Yes.
Okay, who was his middle name after?
My father.
And did your father have trouble with his chest too, honey, heart or lungs?
Yes.
Well, I could talk to you all night. You got a lot of people crowding in here, okay? Your father's on the other side?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to go back to my original paper with you, pretty girl. And I want to tell you that right here I got dad over and son, okay? All right. So who had a fender bender or something with an accident?
I did.
Okay, so you were protected. What's daddy's name?
Joseph.
Joseph's name right here. Okay, babe, I'm afraid I could talk to you all night. I got Rose, I got Joe, I got Matt, I got dogs, I got stuff that I've been
Fine.
jotting down for you, okay? And I want you to know that your son is in very good hands. He's with your dad and Grandma Rose, and I can't find, I've got Sarah written here. I just found it. I don't know where the hell Joe is. You're gonna have to take my word for it. I jotted it down. And I want to know who Chris is because he keeps giving me the name Chris.
Chris.
Chris, Kristen, Christopher, Christine, Crystal, Krista,
Mhm.
Christian.
Don't you have a friend named
I
Christine?
don't know.
Don't you?
No.
Okay. All right. He also gave me that name too. So there's somebody in your vibration that's not dead, but on this side that he watches named Chris as well as, you know, so I don't know if it's around one of the kids or what it is,
Okay.
but he's giving that to me. Okay. All right. And I'm sorry you lost your son, but man, I'm glad he wrote Heartstone. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, honey. And tell your husband that he's a great guy. Okay.
I will.
Jonathan, are you in first grade?
No, I'm in third.
Third grade. You're in third grade. You're in a big grade. How are you doing in school?
Good.
You're very smart and sweet.
Wait, how do you know that?
I can tell by looking at your face, but is it true?
Yes.
And you're sweet. You're not just smart, you're sweet. You're a sweet boy, aren't you, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My daughter's over there.
Okay.
Just ran in the room. She laughed when you said that.
Okay. All right. Well, it's nice to talk to you, Laureen. And you'll figure out, Chris, the blanket, the black and white cookie, and everything else made sense as he said it, okay?
Yes.
Okay, honey.
Thank
Take care of
you.
yourself.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Have
Which one did I do? Line 2 or line 1?
You did line 2.
Okay, so Cindy, now that we have our sound back on, your store is simply gorgeous.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah, I just lost power on my phone, so I had to move to a different location.
oh, I thought it was on our end. So, do you have people that do readings and stuff in your store, or is it?
Yep.
Yep.
We have areas that we rent out in the store. So we have healers and readers, and every day is a little different who comes. So
that's really nice. You know, it was through a store like yours that I ended up doing the work that I do because the woman that owned it
really
pushed me into doing my work when I was in my late 30s. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Which line am I using, Bill?
1.
Hi, this is Melinda and Cindy. How can we help you?
Hi, Melinda. I think you're wonderful. Thank you for taking my call.
Well, you're so welcome. I think you're wonderful yourself. What's your name, please?
My name is Cherie.
Shari, as in spell for me, girl.
I'm sorry?
Will you spell Cherie for me?
S-H-E-R-E-E.
Ah, very pretty. Okay, I knew I was spelling it wrong. Okay, baby. And your birth date?
11/30/61.
Why is there a teacher in your energy field, Cherie?
Is there a what?
Why is there a teacher in your energy field?
I don't know.
Are you teaching something? Are you taking courses or classes? Or is somebody around you a teacher, honey?
Well, I've been doing a lot of reading and teaching myself.
Okay, because you really want to get into spiritual arts or healing arts yourself, sweetheart?
Okay.
Is that what you're trying to do, darling?
Yes.
Okay, so because I think you've got some intrinsic ability, you're a 224, you're a double 2-4, so it's all about balance in this lifetime for you. And I'm turning into something around your 12th or 13th year. Was there any trauma for you around 6th, 7th, 8th grade?
Yes.
Okay, and that trauma has been something that you've been kind of working through throughout your life.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that you're really almost there. You know, like you're almost there about releasing that trauma. I mean, it's still there, but it's not there. Does that make sense to you, Cherie?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And it also feels, honey, like there's something at 17. You getting anything for 17, 18?
Yeah.
Okay, so while you're on your path and reading, I want you to kind of look at your karmic profile and some family background issues that I'm seeing in your family. And some things that happened around 12, 13, then again at 17. Where are you calling me from, sweetheart?
California.
Okay, where in Cali?
The Central Valley, Ceres, California.
Very nice. I go to California about 4 times a year. I'm going to a new place, Big Bear, but that's far away from you, right?
Yeah, yes, but I'm very familiar with it because I grew up in Orange County.
Ah, very good. Okay, because I kept picturing you not where you say you were, but that's good. Okay, and what's the Washington energy? Do you go up to Portland or Washington? What's that energy?
No, I don't.
Who's got energy in Washington or Oregon?
I don't know.
Okay, picking up on that energy around you, Cherie. Okay, all right.
Okay.
And why do you have father issues, my friend?
Oh, that's a long story.
Okay, so
I do have father issues.
you do have father issues, and you know, I think what I'm just getting about what I'm getting in your energy field is that Spirit wants you to clear some old stuff that's inhibiting you from moving forward in balance and harmony in regards to doing some of the healing arts and some of that work for yourself.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, because that's what I've been trying to work on.
Okay, and so I want you to kind of look at that. Now, I have a book called Diary of a Mad Medium. You can get it on Amazon, and it explains a karmic profile perfectly. And what I did, Cherie, was I threw myself under the bus and talked about the myriad of times I've been married and how my karmic profile works. And so when you read it, it'll help you understand what I'm doing psychically for you right now, okay?
Yeah, I've had a few marriages myself.
I sensed that, girl, or I wouldn't have said that to you, right? All right, now you have a question for me, and what is it, darling? What's your dad's name, by the way? He's on the other side?
No.
He's still here?
Yes.
You're estranged from him because he feels separate or away.
Well, he lives in Arizona.
Okay.
But he is, we talk, but not as much as we should, probably.
What's his name?
Roy.
Yeah, Roy took a long time to grow up, babe.
Yes, that's true.
And Roy had his own, like, all kinds of his own issues, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And do you know who Walter is, or Walt?
No.
Or somebody last name of Walters around your daddy?
No, I don't.
Okay, you'll have to ask Dad. I picked it up when I got into his name. Okay, and what's your question, sweetheart?
It's about my late husband, Jeff.
Jeff?
Yeah. Just wanted to see if you were feeling anything from him.
Yeah, just a second, honey. I'm getting there. I had all your childhood and your dad in my way, so hold on, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You were married to Jeff the longest,
Yes.
and it feels like Jeff was the, how do I say this to you? If Jeff hadn't passed, you'd still be with him, right, honey?
Yes.
Because Jeff feels like the right man for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's showing me his whole body having breaks in the field. He's showing me his whole body having issues. Can you tell me, did he have cancer that spread, or did he have an autoimmune? He's kind of showing me his whole body.
No. He committed suicide.
Yeah, I have suicide written, darling, but I thought maybe he committed suicide because of an autoimmune or something that shut down his body.
No, he didn't have anything. He was very depressed.
Okay, well, sweetheart, who had the autoimmune or some like Parkinson's or somebody that had his body shutting down?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. So how long ago did Jeff cross over, sweetie?
3 years.
And there were other attempts, though, yes?
I think so.
And he kind of had his own father issues. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And so I think his depression was palatable all the time for him.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Well, yes. He wouldn't admit it outwardly, but yeah.
Okay, and he keeps telling me something about someone with did his father have Parkinson's or an autoimmune or something with his whole body?
He might, he's having problems now, yes. Cancer.
Who is? Dad or Jeff's dad?
Jeff's dad.
Okay, because he's showing me something with somebody's whole body that feels like it's just the whole body is shutting down. And Jeff showed me that first. He wrote suicide, but he showed me that first. So I think he's waiting for his father to get across so that they can work out some of their issues, because I think there was maybe a little bit of abusive stuff there. Does that make sense to you? I think when Jeff was a young person, that maybe his father was not, maybe, I don't think he hit him or anything, but I think that he might have said things and there was some stuff that hurt Jeff from early on.
Okay.
Okay. All right. There's something about music in the car. Are you hearing Jeff in the car?
Yeah.
And there's a special song or something with a song that plays.
Yeah.
And there's something about you sitting in, do you sit on a porch or a patio and look out at a yard or something with flowers?
Yeah.
And he kind of comes to you on little wings and butterflies and hummingbirds and that kind of thing. But it's not just that, like you can feel him.
Yeah.
And he says he doesn't even have to apologize to you, because he says that you already forgave him the minute that you immediately forgave him, because he was the right man for you.
Yeah.
And he's saying something about a 12 and an 11. Are you into numbers, or is he just giving me something with numbers? And did you do something? And I'm sorry, now he's rushing me. Did blah, 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 did you ashes? Did you cremate him? Is there ashes?
Yes, I have them right here with me.
Okay, because he's saying something about the ashes, and he's kind of making a joke about it, and he's teasing me about you taking the ashes to bed. He's making a joke about your bedroom life. Sorry. Okay.
Well, actually, I'm sitting on my bed and his ashes are right here next.
Yeah, he's making a joke about it, sweetheart. And I didn't quite know what to say about the bed and the ashes, but he's making a joke about it. Okay. And so he's letting you know that he knows that you're sitting there on the bed with his ashes. Okay. But he gave me two numbers, a 12 and an 11, and I don't know what that means. So let's try to figure it out. How long were you with him?
15 years.
And is there something with November, and is there something with December? Because he's given me 11 and 12, and I wanted to figure out what he's talking about.
Both of our birthdays were in November and we got married in December.
Very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so, and do you draw? Do you paint? Do you do something like that with your hands?
No, I don't draw or paint, but I've been thinking about writing.
Okay, he's showing me you doing something with your hands. Writing would be great, but you know what? I think he's also saying something about drawing or painting. Let me just make sure I'm clear on that from him. Doodle, it's a doodle. Who doodled a lot? Doodler, a doodled.
Oh, that's me. Yeah,
Okay.
you doodle.
Okay, he's saying doodle, doodle, you doodle, okay, all right. And who's bald or losing their hair?
His father.
Oh boy, he's really focused on his father, honey, because he started out by giving me that whole like cancer autoimmune looking thing to me. So he's really focused. I would guess your father-in-law will probably be coming across pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned about that.
Yeah, and so, you know, I think Jeff really wants to work things out with him, okay? What's his dad's name?
Larry.
Ah, he wrote it right here. If you look at your screen, it's written Larry right here, okay? He actually wrote 3 names here. We'll get to all of them, but Larry was one. So he is waiting for Larry because he wants to work those things out with Larry.
Okay.
All right, do you know who Dick is? He says, not me. Do you know who Dick is, or Richard or Rick? He's got quite the sense of humor, your husband, honey, or somebody with a last name of Richardson. Richard, Dick, Rick.
I don't know.
Okay, and he says you do.
He says I do.
Mm-hmm. Did he have a friend, or is there a friend or something that he knew when he was? Do you know that, a friend or something?
Not Richard, no.
Okay, Dick, Rick, or Rich. Okay, but you'll figure it out. I always get names that people don't know, and then they write me later. Okay, and what's Jeff's mom's name?
Perry.
With a P?
Yes.
Perry, like Larry Perry?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. All right. Did you guys take some kind of an island vacation or a vacation where there were boats that was meaningful to him, honey?
No.
He's showing me a boat. How come he's showing me a boat? Are you thinking about spreading his ashes in the ocean or something, or some of them?
No, I haven't thought about that.
Who had a boat, sweetheart?
My dad.
It's your dad that had the boat. Okay, all right. So, you know, do you know who had the motorcycle? Or the all-terrain vehicle or something like that?
Well, yeah, my dad lives in Havasu, and so they have all those toys.
Okay, so that's why I'm seeing both. That's why I'm seeing, okay, all right. For some reason now he switched from his father to your father. How old is your father, babe?
80.
Okay, so he's getting up there too. Maybe he wants you to make an amends with your father before you leave, before your father leaves the planet, because he left the planet without an amends from his father, you know, without working some things out that he wanted to work out with his dad. Do you understand what I mean?
I do.
Okay. And there's something about your lower back or your butt. Is he, did you pull a muscle in your hamstring, or did you have something in your lower back, or did you have sciatica, or what's he talking about?
Yeah, I broke my tailbone.
Oh, I'm thinking, okay, he showed me your butt, but I don't want to say that to her since he said that he was in the bedroom with you with the ashes. I'm like, okay, that he's showing me your butt. Okay, when did you break your tailbone, girl?
Well, it was a while ago. It was an abusive ex-husband that did it. Kicked me really hard, but recently it's been bothering me again.
Okay, he wants you to know that he's there for you. What's that ex-husband's name, please?
Bob.
Okay. Oh, wow. You've been through it, my friend. You've been through it, and you're such a lovely girl. Jeff is fine if he can show me that the ashes are in the bedroom and your butt, and all that stuff. Okay, and where your father lives and everything. He's doing fine. You just have to figure out who the Richard or the Rick is. There's two more things here. There's something with a ring. But I'm not sure that Jeff wore a ring. What is he saying to me? You there, baby? Hello?
I just switched my wedding ring from the wedding finger to my other hand.
He says to tell you that it's okay. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweetheart. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. I know I got you choked up. He loves you and he's sorry, and you know that. Okay, baby?
Well, can you just ask him? He left with a lot of secrets that I found out after.
Uh-huh.
Ask him if I'm right about them.
If you're right about them?
Yeah,
He says yes.
he said he was. Okay.
All right, but you know what? He says he's not going to say on here, but he says yes, and he says yes. You know that, yes.
Okay.
And those were secrets that put him under a lot. You understand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sweetheart?
Okay.
Okay, you take care of yourself. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Bless you.
Blessings to you, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Do you do readings yourself, Cindy?
I don't. I've done one in the past, but that's all.
But you're very intuitive, aren't you?
I use it for finding the products that people most need. So as soon as they walk in the door, I can kind of tell where I need to direct them, but I've never really tried to do it otherwise. Should I be?
Well, you've got this wonderful gift of intuition, and to me, the gifts of intuition vary from person to person. It doesn't matter whether you use it in the way that I do, where you can get, energy and that kind of stuff this way, or whether you're helping in the healing arts with somebody with a product or something. I still think that that's amazing stuff. Right now, do you and your husband do that do it together?
Run the stores?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yep.
What's your husband's name?
Ron.
So Ron is a good guy too. Like, you guys really have made this commitment to help people. Like, you have that vibration of togetherness where you're really helping people all the time.
Yeah.
Does that
right. Yeah. We didn't meet that long ago. We've only been married for several years. And, but it was when we met each other, it was just like instant, like what we should do, why we should be together. So very meant to be.
That's a great story. Does he come from a farm family?
Yeah, he does.
Because he's got that nice farm, earth, love, spirituality around him. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. He's got that really good energy. Do you happen to know who George is? Or Georgia or Georgette or Georgianne, or is that for my next client? I just heard it.
It could be for your next client. I've had a Georgette that I knew a long time ago, but we weren't real close. So
was she somebody that helped you in any way?
No, I worked with her.
Okay. She helped you to know that you didn't want to work with her. All right. So
no, she's a lovely lady.
I'm just teasing. You'll find out as we get to know each other that my sense of humor is the thing that I use as far as, there's somebody named Richard on this. I want to talk to this Richard because that name came up when I was talking to Richard Bill. I'm going to call this Richard in because his name came up when I was talking to the other lady. So I'm going to promote him to our panelist. Okay. Richard, are you there? Hello, Richard. Hey, Richard. How are you? Can't hear you, Richard. Hello. Still can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself.
How are you, Richard?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. What's your birthday, kid?
9/18/70.
Yeah, I thought you were about the same age as my oldest child. He was born in 73. So
Okay.
you've got some gifts of your own, Richard.
Yeah, I think I do.
And there's energy that you haven't. Oh, you look like Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, dang.
No, Richard Dreyfuss is handsome and awesome. When he was young, I mean, not now when he's an old man, but when he was young, you've got that. Doesn't he, Cindy, look a little like Richard Dreyfuss?
Yeah.
You do that when he was in Jaws.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Let's see, 16, 17, 18, 26, 5, 35, 8. Richard, have you been thinking about changing something with your career or changing something with your work?
Trying to figure out what to do.
Okay, because there's a lot of career or work or dollar sign stuff around you as trying to balance some things out. Are you trying to balance some things out, Richard?
Yeah.
And it feels like you still feel a little bit lost within yourself at times, that there are times that you still don't feel settled within yourself or anchored within yourself. Does that make sense to you, my friend?
Yes.
Even though you're a sweet, sweet, sweet pea, okay? Even though you're a sweet pea, you still kind of beat yourself up a little bit, sweetie.
Yeah, I could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And are you on the computer a lot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a realtor.
Okay. All right. And because and have you done something with new software?
No, not yet.
Okay. Is there something that's coming out real estate wise that you're supposed to get for your computer, something with software?
I do not know yet.
Okay, I'm getting something new with the computer. Maybe where your selling real estate is going to change on something that they, you know how the real estate association is, that sometimes they change things, they require you to get something, I don't know, but there's something with a change there. How long have you been selling real estate?
5 years off and on.
Sometimes you're into it, sometimes you're not, it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can burn it up and sometimes you're don't even feel like doing anything.
Yeah.
What's your question tonight, honey?
Been doing mediumship, just seeing how that's gonna turn out and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I said, that you've got the ability to do this, right? But there's still some fear. I don't know, there's fear involved in it. It just feels like there's fear involved in it, self-doubt.
Yeah, because I get, of course, spirits around and everything, but I just still can't get to the point of, like normal. It still freaks you out, when you have somebody around, even though that they've touched and everything like that. But to actually start getting communication point, it's just gradually, slowly.
The thing of it is, Richard, is that I tell everybody that you either have to be braver or stupider than anybody else, because whatever comes into your head has to come out of your mouth. So if you can see, as I'm doing readings, if I am talking to somebody on the other side and they give me something and the person says no, I still know that person on the other side has given it to me. I still know they're showing me that. So they're just showing me that for something that the person I'm talking to hasn't, put two and two together on yet. Okay. All right. Well, like the last guy was showing me how sick his father was, but I misunderstood when he was telling me that he was talking about himself, even though I jotted suicide down. Okay. Being a medium is a big responsibility. It is a big responsibility. And there's a lot of cuckoo birds, no offense, but there's a lot of cuckoo birds that I see on the internet right now. And it scares me, because what happens is I've been doing this for almost 30 years. I have a full thriving practice and I have for 30 years. I don't have to do this to make people call me for appointments or anything. I just do this as a gift back to the universe. But what scares me is I see that people come to me and mediums have said things to them that are not accurate and inappropriate and scare people and say things that aren't nice. And so the most important piece, Richard, is kindness. Spirit may say something directly, but they'll always say it kindly. Okay? Do you know who Dennis or Denise is around you, honey? Dennis or Denise?
Can't think of that person.
Okay, then I want you to know that there's something with that in your energy field. And why do you have mom issues, honey? Because your mom feels like she was a pretty good girl to me, but it still feels like you've got some mom issues. How old is your mom?
75, just turned.
Are you concerned about her health, honey? Is that what it is that I'm picking up on? Or do you not have a connection as much as you would like to?
Oh, no. No, I have connections with her. She doesn't have any health problems.
Okay. I'm getting something around. What's her name, please, darling?
Sherry.
Jerry as in Geraldine?
No, Sherry.
Sherry as in Sharon.
Yeah, like no, like Cher.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so I'm getting something around mom's knee or her foot. Do you know whether she's having problems with her knee or her foot?
Yeah, both knee and foot.
Yeah, and so those are the health issues that I'm getting around her, and it feels like maybe that's paining her more than she lets on to you, okay? All right, and there's something with a dollar sign around mom. Is there something with money between the two of you?
No, basically help each other.
Oh, you do help each other with money back and forth. Okay, so there is money between the two of you. Okay, very good. So she helps you, then you help her back and forth, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you know who Pat or Patty or Patrick or Patricia is?
We have a Patty that's her cousin.
Okay, I'm just in mom's energy field for a minute, okay?
Oh,
all right? And that's all I'm doing is I'm being in mom's energy field. And I believe the Dennis or the Denise is somebody around your workplace, okay? And tell me why you have relationship issue, honey. Like a romantic relationship issue.
Don't have one right now.
And it's kind of a thing where you're shy or, reticent about it, Richard. Does that make sense? Or you don't give yourself permission to open up in certain ways to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that, there's some, I'm going to call it loneliness, honey, for the lack of a better way to describe the feeling that I'm getting inside you. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and it feels like maybe somebody in the past maybe have hurt your feelings pretty badly.
Can't think of any right now.
Did you have a relationship that did work out, honey?
Not really.
Is it that your just feelings are hurt by not having a relationship in your life? Because I'm getting something with hurt feelings.
Yeah, probably.
And did your dad hurt your feelings, honey, some?
Yeah, off and on.
Okay, all right. So I think there's some stuff that you have to clear up for yourself, Richard, in order to be able to help others, even though I believe that we who work in this business go through a lot of stuff, just like my guest tonight, Cindy, went through a terrible illness in order for her to get to the place where she knew how to help others with those kinds of illnesses. Most mediums, honey, and I've worked with the top of the field. I've got, I've worked with James Von Prague, just he and I on stage, and he is not shy to tell you the same thing that I will tell you, that our own family backgrounds had some issues and that we have some siblings that aren't always so great and yada, yada, yada. And so that when, you're going to get into this work, you do have some of your own karmic profile, but there's just a few things that I see within you that needs to be balanced out in order for you to let it come fully down within yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think that the last person I was talking to, I heard the name Richard, and I wrote your name a couple different times tonight. So I'm thinking, honey, that Spirit wanted to talk to you about that. And so that you can do some good work and not to be afraid of it, okay? All right?
Yeah, quick question. I always smell my dad's smoke around.
Yeah, that doesn't
Is there a way
surprise
that you
me.
connect with him or
What's his name, please?
Val?
VAL, honey?
Yes.
Did he die from the smoking? Did he die from something in his chest?
Yeah, ex-COPD.
Yeah, because he's going like that to me. Okay. So the smoking is what killed him, honestly. But it is also his sign to you. Val had a lot of his own personal background issues. Are you aware of that, Richard? He's showing me that in his own, like he was unable to give you some of what you needed from him. And he's sorry about that. He's making an amends. Do you understand this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's something about your 9th or 10th year, something in 3rd grade. Do you have any idea what he's talking about?
No, I can't think of.
Was there because you've always been a sensitive person, haven't you, Richard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even as a little boy, you were really sensitive.
Yeah, I think when I first started out with was the movie Red Dawn. I was sitting in that one and then saw the scenes that's going on. Okay, I've seen this before, and then since then, I've seen plane crashes. My legs kind of shake like on Phenomenon, and then I know that there's going to be an earthquake somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that Dad is trying to tell me that when you were like in 3rd and 4th grade, you were so sensitive, and he thinks he might have been hard on you at that time instead of opening and allowing you to be you.
Oh.
And he's showing me some regrets about that, sweetheart.
Okay.
And do you have his watch?
Yeah.
And do you ever hold his watch? Because psychometry is a way to make a connection.
I usually have a old cigarette lighter.
Okay, so using that kind of energy will help you get to him. Val had a hard time with lots of things in his life, okay? Do you know who wore the uniform around him? His dad?
No, Dad was optometrist. I can't place it.
Somebody wore a uniform in Val's energy field. Military, fire, police?
Wouldn't an optometrist wear?
An optometrist does wear a uniform. Yes, he does wear a uniform.
Maybe that would be his dad then for the optometrist for the uniform.
What's his dad's name?
I totally forgot his name.
I think there's some generational patterns that have come down, Richard. Okay. And did you know that your father hated his name?
No.
When he was a little kid, did you know that it really bothered him?
No.
And did you know that your father also had sensitivity and could see and see and hear things when he was young and just brushed it all away?
Huh. No.
Okay. And did you know that your father in his crossing, in his life review, his biggest regret was some things between you and he?
Yeah, I think it was more like somebody else said that he didn't know how to really handle things, I guess, with kids per se.
He didn't know how to handle a lot of things, sweetheart. He didn't know how to handle your sensitivity. He didn't know how to handle who you are. He didn't know how to handle himself. He had difficulty when he was a child. He had his own sensitivity that he really sturdied himself up so that he wouldn't feel. It was buried deep inside of him. He, I think he actually smoked like a chimney. I think he, felt like leaving the planet was just fine by him. He just really had a hard time in this lifetime. He just didn't feel good about himself.
Okay.
Okay. But by the same token, Richard, he was a good man. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
He was a good man who was just unable to show love the way you needed him to, and he feels regret for that. Okay. All right. There's something with a Gil. Gil? Gilbert? Gil?
I don't know.
Okay. So think about, ask your mama some of the names that Daddy gave, okay, and see what you're getting there, and open up to maybe not being such a loner or not having a relationship, or open up to letting yourself feel abundance within yourself so that you can share abundance with the rest of the world. Okay, sweetie?
Okay. Yeah, it's just been kind of hard with the real estate, not knowing if it's going to go through successfully or if I should change fields, that type of thing. And then,
I think that if you could heal some inner child work, you could use your sensitivity and do fine in healing arts, but because you've got that in your energy field. But, and real estate is difficult, but the beauty of real estate is that you can kind of learn your new trade while you're still selling real estate.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Richard, I know that James Van Prague has a medium school. Don't take a medium school with someone that you don't have an awareness of whether they have a full, ability to teach you that. Okay. So James Van Prague has one of those and you can do it over the internet. You might want to look into that.
Okay.
Okay, sweetheart? That will help you fine tune. Okay. All right. Thank you, Richard. Have a nice
Thanks.
night.
You
Yeah.
too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Melinda. How can I help you?
Hi, Melinda and Cindy. How are you?
We're good. She said hi to you,
Good.
Cindy. Who's calling?
Hello.
This is Roberta from Grand Forks, Minnesota.
Roberta from Grand Forks. Hi,
Yeah.
Roberta from Grand Forks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to plan on seeing you next Friday.
Very good. Very good. Who has some dementia or Alzheimer's or something around you?
That's Pastor that's still here.
I think it's a he, and I think he's still here.
My grandpa passed from Alzheimer's, and my grandma has Alzheimer's right now, and we thought we lost her last week. We kind of rallied,
Uh-huh.
but
Okay.
she's still here.
Okay, well, can I look at her energy first? Because I got her and Grandpa both mixed up. Can you might have been calling me on something else, Roberta, but can I have their names, please?
Her name is Lorraine, and his name is Stanley.
And that's your grandma and grandpa?
Yes, on my mom's side.
What's your birth date, honey?
11/29/68.
Oh, you got great numbers. Your grandma and grandpa are salt of the earth, aren't they?
They're what?
Salt of the earth.
Oh, I love them both.
They're salt of the earth. They're really good people. But Stan wants Lorraine to come, honey. So I think it's it's kind of right around the corner, okay?
He wants her to come.
Yes. Okay, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, but he's waiting for her, and they really loved each other, Grandma and Grandpa. You know that, right?
I know they did.
Yeah, they're old time, they're old fashioned, old time people. That salt of the earth, good people.
Yes, and my daughter was very close to my grandfather, and she had a really hard time when he passed, and so I told her every single time that we've seen a heart that it was great grandpa, and when we need to see heart, we see heart.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Who wore suspenders or overalls?
That would be my grandpa Omer on my dad's side.
Grandpa Omer wore the suspenders. Well, you're getting a few grandpas saying hi to you. Who is Dorothy or Dorothea, Dottie, Doris, Dolores, Dora?
Dottie, Dolores. I know that I had a great aunt named Dottie.
Oh boy, I'm way in your way back in your grandparents and your great aunts and everybody that they're just like really having a good time, man. They're salt of the earth kind of people, huh?
Yes, they are.
And they also were farmers, honey?
My Lorraine and Stanley were farmers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my grandpa and grandma on the other side lived at a lake, and he was a carpenter.
Okay. So I'm back into grandma and grandpa with a farmer, and then something about a brother. Do you have a brother?
Yes.
And are you worried about your brother for some reason?
He's had his issues. I mean, both of us are kind of financially struggling.
Okay.
To a certain degree. I know I have wanted to get on here, but last year I wanted to see you, but didn't have the money to do it, but I bought your book and met your husband.
Oh, you did?
And he told me to look at my hands and told me I was a healer.
Uh-huh.
And today I actually
had to make a decision whether I was going to close my massage business or not because of my health. And so today was the day that I really needed to be here.
Oh, well, I'm very glad that you're here too, honey. Your health, have you got some issues with blood sugar, honey?
Not blood sugar as far as I know. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but I do have fibromyalgia.
Okay. So, since you're calling from where Cindy's located, I think because the symptomology of Cindy's rheumatoid arthritis and the Lyme's and fibro are so similar that maybe you should visit Cindy and see how she can help you with some of that.
Cindy and I go back. Actually, Cindy was around me 2 years ago when I had a breast reduction and hemorrhage and had to go in for a second surgery.
That's why I get the break across your chest field. Okay. All right. Because I get something with your chest. I have chest written here. I have the word heart written here. I have blood sugar written here. Let me ask you, are you like me, a little pleasingly plump?
Oh, yeah. And I wish I could lose weight.
Well, I'm afraid that you might be pre-diabetic on top of everything else because Spirit's telling me you're a little pleasingly plump. And so we got to be careful of the blood sugar issues too. Plus, I think sugar increases inflammation on the fibromyalgia and that kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And there's something about a horse.
About a horse?
A horse.
No idea about a horse.
Do you have friends that have horses, or do you live someplace where there's horses nearby, or?
I mean, I'm sure there's horses nearby, but I don't know. I mean, my daughter loves horses.
Okay. Does your daughter talk about horses a lot and have play horses? Is that why I'm seeing it?
She loves horses, and I took the kids and we drove to Vegas 2 years ago to see her best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and she would be sleeping in the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, she would pop up and she'd go, ponies!
There we go. That's why I got that. Okay. What's your daughter's name?
Katie?
Katie?
Yes.
How old?
She is 12. She will be 13 in August.
Wow, she feels adorable to me.
Yeah, she is a handful and she is adorable.
Okay, so you realize that your grandpas and your loved ones on the other side are all right there for her and being a good guide to her and to you, sweetheart, okay?
Yeah, she is very close to my grandfather.
Okay. There's a...
Now,
go ahead.
Is there my first real loss was my grandmother on my dad's side when I was a junior in high school, and I often wonder if she's watching over or if she could see how I grew up or what kind of mom I am, because I mean, I've had my struggles. I've been alone for 11 years. I got divorced when Katie was only 9 months old, and we've gone through a lot as a family.
What's Grandma's name, honey?
Genevieve?
Did they call her Jenny?
They called her Jen.
Okay.
With a D.
Okay, hold on. What's Dad's name, please?
What's whose name?
Dad.
My real dad is Don. That would be his mother.
John with a J or Don with a D?
D, Don.
Don. Okay, hold on. Well, I think that not only does Genevieve spend time in your energy field, but I think she's a force to reckon with in a quiet way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, she was kind of the glue that kept everything together when my friends got divorced, and she would make sure that we all seen each other and all that. And then when she passed away, that kind of all just crumbled. But
yeah, she was a force to be reckoned with, but in a quiet way, you know, so I think it was a quiet energy. It wasn't like she was threw her weight around or anything. It was a quiet thing. And she's showing me a willow tree. Do you know why she's showing me a willow tree?
I don't know so much about a willow tree, but they did live at the lake and there was lots of trees around their patio.
Okay, all right, because she's showing me one that feels like a willow to me. And she's saying something about grace.
About gray,
Grace,
great.
grace, like being in a state of grace, like GRACE, grace.
Oh, Grace.
Yes.
This is kind of how I always thought of her, just as being this awesome woman that always was there for everybody. And even as grandkids being younger, if we were going through stuff, we could talk to her about it.
Yeah.
And like even now, like anytime that somebody is got emerald perfume, I can smell her, and I actually have a bottle of emerald perfume that every once in a while I take a sniff of.
Nice, nice. Yeah, she says she's in a state of grace, honey. Okay. And she says that she thinks you're a very good mother. And I know that you're a good mother. I can feel the energy. Do you know who Anne or Anna or Angie or Angela or Anne is?
Angie.
Annette, Anna, something like that, she's saying.
Angie, Angela.
Mhm.
And that's what Grandma is saying?
Yes.
Angela. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is my stepmother's middle name is Anne.
What's her first name?
Carol.
Why doesn't your grandmother like Carol?
What?
Why doesn't your grandmother like Carol?
I think it was just the whole divorce thing, maybe.
Yeah, that.
They sold their house. She kind of took over their lake cabin.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know why she couldn't stick Carol into my head, but she didn't. So she stuck her middle name in there. But there's some stuff about that she didn't like, she's saying, okay? But she says she's moving on in heaven and doing her own thing, and that she's happy and she, is doing well. Grandpa's still on the planet.
Her husband?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was Omer. He's the one that wore the overalls.
Oh, that's why. Okay, so that's why I saw the overall. Okay, so something about pearls or the name Pearl.
I sell pearls.
Oh,
I sell oysters online.
Very nice. Okay, so she just gave me the pearl to let you know that she knows that you sell pearls, and she wants you to know that she's in a state of grace and she's feeling good. She's not always happy about your dad and Carol Ann. Okay.
Okay.
But she's very happy with you. And I think, honey, that, probably your grandma with a dementia, it's very hard to read dementia, Roberta, because, you're half out of the body anyways. But I think maybe grandma is going to get ready to join grandpa. So Stan is waiting for Lorraine. And so I don't want you to worry about it when it comes, because it's better for her to be there than it is for her to be here. Okay.
Yeah. We thought we were going to lose her last week, and she was like rallied, but so far she's still knowing who I am and my kids.
Well, good for her. I think that's good for her. You know who Lee or Lisa or Liam or Lee is? Lee?
I have a cousin named Lee.
Good. Okay. So they're just giving me stuff. So that's another one. That's what Stan's grandchild. Is that who it is?
That's who, no, that would be on the other side.
So
that would be Omer and Genevieve.
Okay, so it's Jen's grandson. So they're flipping back and forth on me, honey. Okay, they're just flipping back and forth on me. So I want you to know that pardon?
Lee's brother and mother both passed away a few years ago.
Ah, what's Lee's brother's name, please?
Kenny or Ken.
And his mother?
Lois.
I don't have them here tonight like I do the grandparents, but I think the grandparents are just giving me Lee's name to reassure them that everybody's together, honey.
Okay, very cool.
All right. So I'll look forward to seeing you on Friday night then, okay?
Yeah, do you have anything to say about my massage business, or is there a man in my energy field, or is one coming?
I think that you're a great massage therapist, although I think it's very difficult to do that with fibromyalgia and it's hard on your body, and that you've got to figure some different things out. And I think that you don't believe that there is a man coming, so therefore you're blocking it, and you have to move some energy of your own in order for it to come.
Okay.
All right.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Roberta, thank you for calling.
Okay, bye-bye.
Have a good night. Well, that was a friend of yours, huh, Cindy?
Yeah, I honestly I didn't hear what she said about that she worked with me when she
Yeah,
had.
about 2 years ago, she said when she had a surgery and breast reduction, and there was some issues with the surgery.
Oh, Roberta, yes, I do
Yeah.
know who she is. Yes, yeah,
Yeah. So I said
Yes.
she could come back and work with you because she's got fibromyalgia. So,
yeah. She was actually selling my product up there. So
oh, very nice. Very nice.
yeah, yeah.
Well, it was really, really nice of you to join us tonight, Cindy.
Thanks for having me.
We're almost in 2 hours into it, and then that's a hard work when you're doing the kind of work I'm doing it. So we're going to say goodnight tonight, and I'm going to see you next week, and I'm looking forward to being in your store live and in person and doing some book signings, and it's going to be awesome. And I hope that everybody that has joined us tonight will share this video out because you can get a free reading. And thank you all for joining us both on the Zoom and Facebook, and we'll see you. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. We don't have the equipment. If I'm in North Dakota to do a show this way, I might just do it on my phone. So we'll let you know. Have a nice night. Cindy, see you next week. Thank you for joining us.
Tuesday.
Make sure you know to get on her website, which is Crystal Rock Healing. And
No, Crystal Rock Products.
Crystal Rock Products. The store is Crystal Rock Healing.
Correct.
Okay. Crystal Rock Products from the store, Crystal Rock Healing, with this lovely lady, Cindy Schmidt. So, everybody, good night. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Cindy. Bye-bye.